Ooh, g'day guys, welcome back to Arthur's Videos. Have I got another great video for you guys? Yeah man, it's another poker machine. Mate, it's another pokey. Alright, before I waffle on, and for those guys, yep, it's yumcha time. Alright, the bottle's going down. Oh, look at that, look at that. As I said, don't forget me. There's my sponsored cup from everybody. Okay. Some guy goes, why are you drinking out of a coffee cup? I don't know, this is what I got, alright? So guys, I'm pouring it in. The bottle's going down. I might be able to squeeze one more video out of it. There it is there. It's nice and cold. Oh, yeah, one more video might come out of this bottle. Guys, and who drink with me? Guys, cheers. Yeah, it's nice, man. Over winter, man, it's nice. It actually hits the spot, you know what I mean? Yeah, guys, you were pretty impressed with that hopper. You know, as I said to you, you know, I ain't going to see him again, you know what I mean? And those guys who don't have a machine in their own home, they like watching these videos, you know, they're just nostalgia, because you ain't going to see them. You know, it's like old classic cars, you know. You ain't going to see it, you know what I mean? As I said, you see them go, oh my God, how good is that? You know what I mean? So it's the same with this, you know. So I'm going to reveal the Italian safety hat, okay? He still hasn't got a job. All right, there it is there. There it is there. Okay, let's move it over here. Yeah, this is a Mech out of a machine that I've got. As I said, that was the you know, the hopper with the cradle that I had on the last video with all the pivotation down the bottom. This is this machine. I haven't seen a four-wheeler like this. Okay, it's called the machine's called an Aristocrat Crown. I think it's sort of weird. Don't correct me. And if you have a look, it's similar to the Elan, the Sprint and the Micro Star with these plastic wheels. But nah, mate. I sat down and counted them, thinking they're going to be 25 numbers. Actually, it's 22 numbers. So this here is where, like, similar to the Super 22, basically. So they had the mathematics or the equation out of this, or whatever, for the payout. They were still using the Super 22 formula. Okay, because you notice most of the others were fourers and that. But yeah, this is 22 numbers. I actually recounted it. So I started with the wasp, basically, and I went all the way around and I counted them, you know what I mean? So yeah, to show you guys that I'm not full of shit, you know. So yeah, you know, there's the wasp, you know. Here comes the wasp. There it is there. So you can play back the video, count or how I spun that, you know. So it was pretty blown away, you know. So have a look. The mechanism down the bottom, same sort of solenoids that release for the hammers to go across. So, but this guy here, hang on, let's pull that. Don't drop the wheels. Don't drop the wheels. Don't break them like you did the last time. Okay. What's inside this is a bit strange. Okay, over here, there's a blue connector. And I go, what the hell is this when I first seen it? Because the other ones from the Elans and the Sprint, there is no plug here. It's all done in there. So your optos in here, all connected down here down to the bottom there, basically. Okay, so I go, oh God, it's slipping. Okay, there it is there. So you guys can sort of see it in camera view, basically, you know. So, yeah, so I was surprised on it. I go, what the hell's this? Because there's another machine out there which uses this for the payout. I haven't got that, but they use a plug like that because they've gone in from the old sliders to a hopper properly, so you could pay out there more than 23 coins. So I cleaned it up. I lubricated the whole mechanism, all cleaned it up. Don't look at this shit now. Don't look at it. Okay, so what I've done is, these are the opto boards in there for the decoding. Okay, there's five optos, 5 receivers. So what I've done with this, I've taken it, put it into my machine. Like I said to you, I've got my test machine that I just use it for testing, you know. So I test them all out there. One of the optos is faulty. I don't know where my spare ones are. Okay, so I've been looking around for 5 minutes trying to find it. I don't know where I put it, you know what I mean? So one of the optos is dud on this, you know what I mean? So that's why this is it. Is missing at the moment, this board, you know? Plus I goo washed them. I cleaned them all up, basically, you know? So, so similar to the MicroStar, as I said, the Sprint and the MicroStar, same mech. So this is originally how it started, moved across, basically. So you got the point. Now, underneath, zoom down the camera, it's still got the same sort of, you got the motor, okay, that spins around all the gears to do the resetting, like yeah, we get the point. Okay, what happened was, the old ones used to use brass, and then what happened was, I had a MicroStar come in. It wasn't mine, it was someone else's, and what happened was, he sent me the Mech in the box. This Mech kept going backwards and forwards, you know what I mean? I'm pulling out the Aristocrat junk, you know what I mean? So what happened was, oh, this is the fucking opto. Hang on. What happened was, the MicroStar uses these plastic spacers. You see it? And what happened when he transported, the motor became loose. And what happens with nylon, okay, with the thread, it does pack up. So I got my engineering guy, he whipped them up out of brass, you know, quickly, basically did the spacing. You know, I didn't have to put the chamfer on there, like this has got a chamfer. I didn't have to put that, it did the job, basically, you know what I mean? So I sent him a pair of these, I actually sent him 2 pairs, you know, to do the other one. And he was having an Uncle Doug, he was happy as pig as shit. But you see what I have to go through to get a Mech going, and a lot of these people who have got lathes out there, fitted and turner guys, mate, it's a dying breed, basically. You know, it's a dying breed, basically. What it is. Oh fuck, that's nice. There you go. Sorry, man, it wasn't the drinks. So So yeah, so I fixed that up basically. Now, as I said to you, they're gone from the brass to plastic. Mate, I think it was just trying to save money. You know what I mean? But that, like I say, that didn't expect them to last this long. And what I've done, remember a while back, I actually see how he's got a bit of hot spot there. I'm going to check him out. I actually didn't measure it with a multimeter to see and to see if the coil's shot. But that I've actually remade these. I actually got the guy to rewind them for me. I got my 3D printing guy to make me the bobbins for me, and they've worked. It was a bit of work in that because I had a couple blow out, you know. So I sorted that out basically, you know. But yeah, this is how this mechanism is. It's a little baby four relay basically, you know what I mean. And you can sort of see that the boards are old school basically, you know. I haven't cleaned it, you know. As I said, there's the connector, the plugs in. But yeah, it had slightly. No, the reason is I've left that out is because the plug, the actual back over here again. See the plug here, the ears are broken off. Okay, so I've got a new one. I've got a new 3-pin Unilux here. Here it is here. Here it is here. I've got to undo I've got my pin extractor. So I'm pin extracted and put the new one back in there for the guy. You know what I mean? So I've got this. You know, it's part of the service that I do. You know what I mean? It's those little things. You know what I mean? So, as I said, I try to find out all the bugs out of all of them, you know. But as I said, I thought I'd show you a four-reeler. Wait, oh, bloody hell. A four-reeler, or for what it is. Oh, hang on. Here, this is what, it's the side of the... Okay, here, this is what the side of the machine looks like. Basically, in there. See how it's got all the holes? Let's move this mechanism there. Okay, here, that's a bit better. See how the mechanism, how it's got the holes? So that's how you do the optos go for that to determine where they stop, basically, for your payout. You know what I mean? So how else are you going to, because once it spins, wherever it lands, it lands. But mathematically, they've worked out exactly where they're going to stop, basically. You know what I mean? So by the numbers of the wheels, determine exactly what your payout's going to be. You know what I mean? The more numbers on the wheels, the harder the odds are. The less the numbers, the easier the odds are. Basically, you know. So yeah, so that's how this sort of this sort of mech works, basically, you know what I mean? It's the same as a 5. The 5's the same. It can be the same as a 3 or whatever. But it's all done in the software, in the program. So you can't swap certain programs to other programs, you know. They've got to be the same. Because where are you going to get these old programs, basically, now, you know what I mean? So, guys, as I said, I try to always come up with something different. And I'm going to sign off now. You know, the old saying of mine is, you know, pinball machines, video games, poker machines, and Dr. Love, you know what I mean? So, guys, thanks for watching, and I'm doing it for you guys. Like I said, this, by the way, I forgot to tell you, this machine's called the Honey Money. Honey Money, it's called. That's why there's the honey there, and there's the honey's there, you know. So yeah, oh my God, yeah, man, what is it? You know, oh my God, it's the bees beehive. Okay, so there you go. It took me a while to get it out of my head. So guys, thanks for watching my videos. Cheers, guys. Thanks.